Welcome back. Today I want to talk about the RAS, the Reticular Activating System. Now they've got some fancy new names. It's all the same thing. It's the same understanding. So it doesn't really matter what you call it. What we're talking about is a filter system in your subconscious which is built into you so that you can receive all the information from the world. And the point of this is it is teaching you a scientific understanding of how your universe around you is formed. And so it is profoundly valuable to your understanding, to your spiritual journey, to enable you to relax from the world around you, how to change yourself, how to accomplish change in yourself, and to accomplish change in your universe. So let's get into it. First, we have to imagine that an entire universe of information is bearing down on your five senses at this moment. Every single minute, we are being bombarded by the five senses. Everything that they can possibly handle is streaming through. The sounds we hear, the sounds we don't hear, the sights we see, the things we don't see. All of that is pressing in through the five senses. And all that vast amount of information, like a Niagara Falls, bearing down on you every single minute, would absolutely overload you, and you would not be able to function. And you can read about that kind of experience in My Stroke of Insight, that book, My Stroke of Insight. She talks about being completely overwhelmed continuously. The doctor would ask her a question in the morning, and 12 or 24 hours later, she would come up with an answer. She would process the question and come up with the answer, but by then it was way too late. So, your subconscious is giving you this boon of a process, this miraculous ability to attempt to delete, distort, and generalize massive amounts of information. So you get the information that you do need, and we throw away everything in the moment that we probably, hopefully, don't need. Your subconscious is doing that for you through the RAS, the Reticular Activating System. Call it whatever you want. This is the process. If you are deleting and distorting and generalizing, that is the process we are talking about. It's shrunk down to almost nothing so that you can process it. So all that vast amount of cosmic information is shrunk down to this tiny little trickle that comes out of the subconscious. And the subconscious doesn't even stop there. It's going to take that information and group it into parts, 5 to 9 parts in one split second. So you are left with 5 to 9 droplets. Maybe 1 second you get 5 drips of information out of the Niagara Falls. And the next second you get 9 drips. So 5 to 9 tiny little droplets of information from the vast sea that is crashing down on your senses at this moment. This is all scientifically provable. Those 5 to 9 parts, you could say they are then slipped into a holographic slide. That would be a very good way to think about it. This is now your frame of reality. The screen of your mind is now set with this projection in this second. Everything has been consolidated, shrunk down to 5 or 9 little tiny droplets of information that form the holographic plate. And now a laser or a light is shown through that holographic plate, and those 5 or 9 parts are activated to create the universe that you are living in. And now we are left with the hologram, and you are the yogi or the little person inside of the hologram. And your left brain sees the world from inside that tiny little figure of your body. That is the perspective of the left brain, from inside your own personal avatar. When you play a video game and you're playing a person in the video game, they say that is your avatar, right? So you are the tiny little person in the video game of your life, and you are living your life in the left brain from that tiny little perspective. And of course, the right brain, the guardian angel brain, the higher self brain hovers outside of this hologram with all of the knowledge and all of the understanding, and attempts to guide you from the outside. That's kind of like you watching yourself play the video game. You are standing on the outside, watching your little tiny body play the game of life. Now, why is all of this so important? Because you are hallucinating your life. That little holographic image inside of you is blown up by your temporal lobe. Your left temporal lobe is hallucinating that you are here playing the video game of your life, and it's not exactly real, is it? Because it's a hologram. And so in NLP, we say the map, or the hologram, is not the territory. So I got this map, I go hiking, and it shows me, oh, there's a little mountain here. And then I go hiking up the mountain, I go, oh my God, that was not a little mountain, that was a big mountain. And I can see the reality of it now because I walked up it. That's the difference between having a map and walking, right? It's different. So the map is not the territory. The hologram, the representation of your life that you are hallucinating every second, is not the real world. The real world is floating out there, and our consciousness is touching that real world, and we believe that the life that we live, that is the reality. And yet it is formed out of our own subconscious. So all of our limiting decisions about ourselves and others, all of our judgments about ourselves and others, all our negative emotions that we have held on for all these years that we haven't quite processed and let go, those form our reality. They are part and parcel of the fabric of the reality that we believe we are living in. So all these yogis, they love to tell you, you're living in a dream. Oh my goodness, look at your dream world and look at your life. How are they different? And you start comparing. Here's a dream, here's my life. Here's a dream, here's my life. Oh my God, they're pretty much the same. There's a lot of striking similarities. In the dream, you're living inside of that dream video game world. In your daily life, you are living in the hologram provided by the projection of tiny little droplets of information that is left over from the vast sea which is available. You're living in your own dream world through the left hippocampus. And you start to think about that just a little bit, and you let go. We're not so attached. We're not so worried. We're not so concerned continuously. We're not so anxious. We're not so upset. We're not so obsessed. We're not so worried about the condition of this holographic world that I'm living in. It gives us just a little pause. Now, thankfully, it doesn't obliterate our world, right? Then we couldn't function, right? Luckily, we're very, very connected and invested in this world, as we should be. But understanding it's an internal hallucination inside of you through the processes of your subconscious, it gives you a little pause. It gives you a breath. Oh my God, it's okay. It's just a hologram inside of my brain. It gives you just a little bit of space, and that's kind of beautiful. And that's why the yogis are telling you you're living in a dream world. And now we have a science, neurolinguistic programming, pointing out exactly that. And here's the thing that just absolutely blows my mind. If you will change your mind, you will change your world. You will change yourself, and you will change your world. If you will but change your mind, you will change yourself immediately, and you will change your world immediately. Oh my God, how is that possible? Well, you reframe. And this is the core process inside of neurolinguistic programming. The core process is to see things differently, to reframe. So I can reframe my understanding what is in the box, or I can reframe my understanding what is outside of the box, or I can reframe my understanding of the box itself. If I change my view on myself, my world, or my understanding itself, I will change my entire life, and I will change my exterior world. How is that possible? So we are warping the framework of the universe around us? Yes, because it's all a hologram inside of you. When you change something very deeply, so for example, in the third training, I teach how to do inner child work, right? So you go down and you talk to your inner child and you heal your inner child. All the past hurts, all the past anguish, all the past trauma, whatever it was that we had, we healed that bit by bit by bit. And every single time that you make a change with your inner child, your personality fundamentally changes instantly. Not in a day or an hour, instantly. Just you come out and you're different. When I do timeline therapy with somebody, when they release a negative emotion, they're different. They're not the same anymore. When they release and let go of an old decision about themselves, I'm not good enough, whatever it was, right? They change that fundamental understanding. And now they are not the same person anymore. The person that came in is not the person that comes out. Because when you reframe how you see yourself, how you see your world, or how you see your mind, you fundamentally change yourself. And that changes your subconscious. That is the filtering system. So everything is now filtered through a brand new filtering system. When you change your mind, you change the filter. When you really, really change how you see something, when you change your mind, you change your subconscious. And that is the filter. And so everything going through the filter is going to change. And there's a really fun way to try this out. Think about a car that you really like. I really like a Toyota truck. I really like an orange Jeep. And think about an orange Jeep. Yeah, I like this orange Jeep. Whatever it is that you like. Think about how you like it. Carry a picture of it. And out of nowhere, as you're going down the road, you'll start to, especially if you live in a big city and there's lots of opportunity, you'll suddenly notice, oh my God, there's a Toyota, there's a Toyota, there's a Toyota. Oh my God, there's a Jeep, there's a Jeep, there's a Jeep. It will come out of the woodwork. It was there, but you were not noticing it because it wasn't part of your filter system. By changing your mind, you change the filter, which changes your world. And that's a very deep, profound understanding. In fact, this is the core of neurolinguistic programming. If you don't understand anything else about neurolinguistic programming, that's it. That's the core. That is the core understanding. If you change your mind, you change your filter, which changes your world and also your personality. All of that together. By reframing, that's the fundamental technology inside of NLP therapy, right? So try it out. change your mind about something and see how it affects your life. See how it changes your world. See how when you change your ideas about what kind of opportunities are available to you, the world opens up. How did that happen? Because you changed your mind, which changed the filter, which changed your universe. Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. And now you begin to understand, in a very practical, grounded way, how yogis are creating just absolute radical changes in their own lives and other people's lives by changing the filter. You change the filter, you change everything. So I hope you loved this. If you did, be sure to hit that bell down below so I can see all of you next time.